it is time for a new live, and I'm just making sure everything is working, and I think it is. Yeah. Okay, so we are actually going to continuing on this cat cafe garden, and I have it right here at the side. Let me just take it out here. Here it is. And we have actually built quite a lot of things in this one. So we have the little cat bed here with the cat scratch post, some toys, tables with some coffee and some cake, some cakes and stuff here in the little cabinet, and we have some chairs and a little cat here in the window. And I still need to glue in the table and the chairs right here, but I'm afraid of breaking them off if I do right now, so I am waiting with that for a little, just to make sure everything will stay and will be safe. But we are going to continue on this one, and I was looking at this picture right here, and there's this little mat in front of the little doorway, and I found that in all my papers that I have. So that's this one. Oh, and anyway, welcome to my channel and to crafting here with me today. I just started right away. Hi, honey. So Peter Show, that is my husband. So welcome, and welcome to everyone. I actually started right away. I was sitting here in the beginning and was actually working on these small leaves here that I have to cut out, and there is so many of those. But let me just quickly cut out this little cat thing here that is gonna go onto the floor. I want that to be glued in right away. And then we are kind of only missing, hi Irina, we are only kind of missing the flowers and the roof, and then that big flower thingy that is going from the garden and up over the roof with these leaves here. That will be kind of a big job, and there will be lots of small roses that we are going to cut out and glue together. So I might do some of that off camera, but of course I will show you how I do it. Yeah, I think we are just going to take it nice and easy today, and then we will see what we are gonna get done and take it from there. So that was that one. Let me quickly take my house back here. Let me place it so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna take my tacky glue. I hope the sound is good so that you can hear me, and I hope that I have enough light on there. Actually, I wanted to turn this one up here on as well. Just give me a second. This one, that should be giving you a little better view of everything on my table. If you want me to turn it off, please say so, but I think it is giving it a bit of light. So I just glued this little cat here all over, and now I am placing it right here at the floor, just like they showed in that picture. making sure it is glued really nicely down here. There we go. Let me just flip that a second so you can see it. So that's that little picture right there. That's kind of cute. Let me just put this to the side again because we don't need that right away. And I will find my book, or my booklet, my how-to, my guide. Call it what you want to. And we made this last time, so we are going to start right here. Oh, and I did already cut that out, so I have these small pieces ready. I had something I could roll that over, because I think it's easier if we kind of roll that piece a tiny bit first before we glue it together. Yeah, I think that's gonna work, and I'm gonna take my paper glue gun for that. And let me see, I left a little white flap here, so I had something to glue on. So I am going to glue this together. Into that little vase or vase, or what you call that. And then we have this little sign here that's going on the front. It's so tiny. Take my glue gun here, popping a tiny bit of glue on there and placing that here on the front of that little vase. See if I can get it to catch. This shiny paper can actually be really hard to get something glued onto. There we go. I think that will sit. Then I need to glue it to the bottom. Or I could glue on that strip first, because we have this long tiny strip here that goes around the top. See if I can get that to work. All the way around. I think that worked out fine. And then a tiny bit of glue here at the bottom, and that's gonna go onto that little circle thing here for the bottom part, like that. So here it is, a little vase for a little flower. I'm gonna place that here next to me, and then I am going to find the flower that we need for that. I took a little box here and popped in a few of the things that we need. So I am gonna take this one out. And I'm trying to figure out what to do here. They want this white one, and they want it to be cut straight under. I actually think I'm gonna make it a tiny bit longer here, like that. Oops, dropped it. And then they're going to glue this little white flower head in there. I'm not sure my tacky glue will be enough for that, but let's try it. Just a dot of that tacky glue on the bottom of the flower, and then I'm gonna squeeze it in there. I'm just taking a look. Yes, that is the first flower. I hope that will stay. I think it will. And this one is gonna go down into that little vase that we have here. I'm gonna place that right there. Actually, I think it's not glued in there at all. Let me just keep that in place for a tiny bit. Then I need one more of these. I have 3 of those. And this one is gonna be cut even shorter than the other one. I really want this to go on. Let me see. I have my super glue right here. Bum, bum. So I am going to try again. My first attempt ended in some kind of arrow, and I don't know what happened, and it looks like my chat is down right now, so I can't see any of you. There it is. Just a second. Yes, I hope you can hear me now and that it is working. I did start over. So tell me if it's working now. I hope it is. Yes. Good. Okay. So I will just try to continue from here. Hello, can't stay long but wanted to pop in. Happy crafting. Hi, Em, and thank you for joining, just even though that it is for a little. I just had to close everything down and turn it back on. There was some mistake of some kind. I don't know what happened. Perfect. Hi, Irene. So that's nice. I'm happy about that. And we just made the pink flower here as well, and the white, and then this one that we cut short, it's gonna be a white flower as well. It has some kind of stick here in the middle. I'm gonna cut that off. There's no room for that one. And then I am gonna use my trusty super glue gel here to glue in that little flower, the last little white here. And then I have one more white flower that is going to be used for something else at some point. I still don't really know what. So I'm just going to put that. So these two are put together. This one is just made and this one is just made. Then we need the small leaves from this little piece here. They are so tiny. I'm afraid of losing them, but they're right there. I know it's hard to see, but they are right there. And then we needed this one and this one, and we need the white bead. I have everything here in my little box because I did prepare. And we are going to cut off a lot of this white string here. So I'm just gonna do that in all of them. And now my husband is writing me. I'm pretty sure he is. Nope, that was it. Good. And all of this is gonna be glued here into this little bead. I actually think I need a piece of paper to glue the bead on. I think that's easier. I just take a tiny piece of arrest paper here and I'm gonna cut a somewhat circle. That really isn't a circle, and I'm gonna glue that on there. Let me take my tacky glue for that. Putting that, a tiny bit of that here around the bottom part. This is not a part of the step out, but I think it makes it easier for us to glue these flowers in place. And I think I'm gonna just squeeze a tiny bit of my glue into the little pot. And then I am going to place the flowers in the glue one by one. Come on, down you go. And then we are going to take these small leaves here and glue that into the pot as well. I might have, might have to take a tiny bit of glue. Come on. I really love this glue, but it's sometimes really hard to get the lid off. Go in. So I can dip my leaf here in the glue and place it in my pot, and I can do this with all of these small leaves. See if I have room for all 4 of them. Pop that in here. And the last little one, come on. Place that over here. And there we have the tiniest pot of flower. Really, really tiny. I actually think that came out pretty cute. So I'm gonna pop that to the side because we don't need that right now. And then this flower here is gonna go in here. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of my I think I need my super glue for that because of the plastic, and I'm popping a tiny bit of that onto the leaves as well. And then I am going to squeeze that into that little paper cup here. And there we have, actually I need to turn it a tiny bit around. There we go. And there we have that little pot with the flower in, looking really neat. So that was 2 flowers in a pot and 2 flowers on the side. I think you can see that. So that was this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I need the little table because they want this little purple one to stay on the table. Again, my tacky glue, if I can get the lid off. Placing a dot of my tacky glue here on the table. So this is the white tacky glue is a quick dry glue. I'm not sure it's quicker than the other one, but I really like these tacky glues. For some reason this table is not all straight, but here is a table. I might give the coffee here a tiny bit of glaze because I think that it is too matte for a coffee, so I might have to do that. And for that I need my glaze, and I am gonna be in the way of everything to get that down. Place that to the side. I don't need to do that again. Let's do that. I really want that. So I have a tiny bottle of Fimo glaze here, and I'm just gonna first of all wipe that off because this is always kind of dirty. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of the glaze and pop it in the cup here. And this is going to go on a tiny bit of milk-like, but it will dry translucent, so don't worry. Trying to get into all the edges here and corners in the cup that is round, yes. There we go. I think that will look so much better when that has dried. Let me put that cap on again. And that is the table done with the flowers and the little cake and the coffee and the little fork. That's not a spoon, it's a fork. I like that one. Let me just put that to the side so that it is safe. So that was that side. So now we are gonna go in to making roses, and for that we need this white, no, that's not white, that's pink paper here, and they want us to cut it 4 centimeters long and 1/2 centimeter wide. Let me just turn the page and let's see. Oh, I had a ruler somewhere. So 4 centimeters, that's not much, that's around here. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut up here by eye. There we go, because they want us to have the ridges that way. That was easy to see on that one picture. So let me just make a few lines here for 0.5 centimeters, because we need a lot of these flowers so I can cut them straight away. Oh, that fits perfect with the number. I'm gonna take my other scissor here because that is a little bigger and longer, and I'm just trying to cut it as straight as possible. If it's a little crooked, I don't think that matters so much. So what are you guys working on? Do you have snow where you are? We had snow the last almost 14 days. It's all gone now, but it was really nice and pretty. I love snow. I know that not everyone is agreeing with me on that, but I really love the snow. There's a lot of cutting in today's work, so yeah, I'm just gonna take my time with this. I'm not gonna make all these roses on camera, but I am going to make a few so you know what and how to do it. Then they want us to take a piece of this green here, and they actually show some kind of pattern. That's this one. Oh, they're tiny. Oh, let me see if I can cut at least one of these out. They are really tiny. No snow here, working on my motivation to do anything. I know that feeling. I purchased 4 DIY room box kits and I'm scared to start any of them. Don't be scared. You will really enjoy it when you first get started with it, and make it your own. Don't do it just like they wanted to. Maybe color something of it like I do. Maybe make some of the things in polymer clay. Maybe paint the things instead of just gluing things on. I don't know. But just do it. Open the box and look in it. And I think you will like what you see right away. Just get to it. You will love it. Love snow too. Yes. Snow is wonderful. And it's so pretty. So this is gonna take some time. I am gonna cut a strip of this because I think I have the size here by eye, or the thickness. Just taking it slowly and taking my time with it. There we go. This was my guide. So I'm just gonna use that for how long I need this little green piece to be. So they want me to take this one and roll that together and then glue this around the bottom part. And I have a quilling tool here. So I am just gonna try to use that by placing my paper in the tip and then rolling that. I think this is the easiest way to do it. And then I need my glue. I have a fear of committing and deciding how I want it. Yeah, okay, that makes things a bit difficult. But the good part about these builds here is that you don't have to commit or decide much. You just start with one thing, and the first thing for you is to open the box and then just take a look at what is in there, and then take one build at a time. Like here right now I'm just concentrating about the roses and I'm doing them, and then later I can decide if I like them or not. I don't even think it's roses, but some kind of flowers, and later I decide if I like it or not. But right now I'm just trying to build them, and then I'm gonna see what's gonna happen from there, and take it one step at a time. But you need to start with opening the box, and then you can look. How are you? Hi, I'm fine, and you? I hope you're doing great too. And now it's almost weekend again. I'm looking forward to that because my husband is on vacation for a week. When he is done tomorrow evening, then I will have him for myself a whole week, and I'm really looking forward for that. So I'm placing this green thing around the bottom of this. It really don't look that great. And then I should have a piece of green wire, and they want me to put the wire on, let me see, one is 2 centimeters and one is 1.7. I have my ruler somewhere. Here it is. So 2 centimeters, that is around here. And what did I say? 1.7, that is around here. Put that back. Right. And then I need to glue that piece to that piece. So I'm gonna do that with my tacky glue. Just a second. I did see you wrote something for me. And then just pop that into the bottom here. Oh, that flower, I'm not sure I like that so much. That green is kind of, and I don't think I rolled that pink tight enough. I'm crafting too, making frosty winter decor. Oh, I love that. Even though we don't have any snow. But frosty winter decor is still great. Snow or no snow. I love Christmas decorations. They look so easy to craft even if we don't have a kid. I'm getting spring stuff ready for my grandson's dollhouse. Oh, nice. What kind of spring stuff are you then going to put into that dollhouse? Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. So rolling this little piece, this is also a little bigger than the first one, maybe that will look better. Come on. And some paper glue on that to make sure everything will stay in place. Come on. Still. And then I need a tiny piece of the green here. Whoops. To go around the bottom of that. Taking my paper glue again. And the reason why I'm using my paper glue is because that dries a tiny bit faster on paper than tacky glue and stuff like that. I think that green piece here was a tiny bit too big or too long. Let me just cut a tiny bit off it. And roll that. And then they actually want me to cut down into these pieces of paper here. I might have to glue them a little better together, these flowers here. Or maybe I just need, oops, or maybe I just need a tiny bit more tacky glue here at the bottom to keep everything together. And then again, placing one of these sticks in the bottom. Let me do that on this one as well. It's falling off anyway. So I'm just gonna pop in a good dab of my tacky glue here and then pop that one back again. And I'm gonna need to leave these to dry for a tiny bit. They want me to make some leaves. They don't really tell me how. Oops. But it looks like it's the same paper here. So I'm just gonna cut a bigger piece of that off. And then it looks like there should be a guide for this one, but I'm just gonna cut a leaf here myself. Just cutting kind of a triangular shape here. I'm gonna save that one. And then I'm gonna take this one and try to, oh, that did not work. Try to give it a tiny bit of bend here. And then a tiny bit of a glue, and then placing that on this little stick here somehow. Come on. Folding it around this little piece of metal where my flower is sitting on. I'm building him a 1/6 scaled barn. Wow, with some wooden arcs, things I thrifted. He likes to tend his animals and gardens. So I'm making a fold out landscape. Oh, that's a nice idea. It can be changed for all season. That's actually a pretty good idea. Also that fold out part, so you can fold it away when you don't use it, so it's not filling a lot of space. I think that's a great idea. I have my big dollhouse standing here on my what will that be, my left side, and that is 2 meters long or wide, and it is, I think it's 40 deep and 60 tall, and it's all of course centimeters, so 2 meters, 40 deep and 60 in the height. So it's kind of a big dollhouse, and sometimes I kind of regret that I made it that big because it's huge, but on the other hand, I really like how it turned out, and maybe one day I will show you live my whole dollhouse. I know I have a video out there from my dollhouse, but maybe I will give you a live tour of it one day if you guys want me to. Let me put in a tiny bit of my tacky glue in this little bead here. That is gonna be the vase for these two flowers here. If I can get them to work for me. I think that worked out pretty good. I would like that to bend a tiny bit here because it's just gonna go straight up and down. There we go. Yay! We made yet another flower in a vase. Anyway, I think that came out pretty cool as well. Let me just do like this so you can see it. I think that turned out pretty neat also. these flowers, I kind of like them, but then I kind of don't like them. And they want me to make, let me see, 12 more of those flowers for that vine, or what you call that, that's gonna go from the bottom of the house and all the way up the side and over the roof. So they want me to make a lot of those. So I'm just gonna save all these pieces of papers, because I am gonna make all those flowers, all these flowers here off screen. Now you've seen how I do it. I'm just gonna do it 12 more times. Let me check where these flowers we have done already are gonna go in the house. I have a picture of that somewhere. Yum, 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 yum. So the big one is going on. Oh, okay, good. I know. Let me take a little room here. So these two flowers we made here, these two, they are going to be put away for now, because that is for the garden when we are getting there. Let me see if I can show you. So the bead here, I actually have a coffee cup here that I need to put a little glaze in as well. So that was my super glue. Where is my tweezers? And this little pot is gonna go here in the window. Right there. I think the other one can go with a little tacky glue. Ah! I hate this lid. So just a tiny bit of tacky glue here at the bottom. Maybe a little more, just because. And that little flower here is gonna go here at the side on the porch. See if I can place it like I want it to. I can show you when it dries a little more, then I can tilt it. I cannot do that right now. Then it will fall off, and we don't want that. So I'm just gonna put in a tiny bit of my glaze here in that coffee cup as well, so that it looks more like a liquid. I think I can show you here. So we have the roses, or what they are right there, and the little white flower in the paper cup at the bottom. So that was that. Let me see. So we need to cut out that piece, and I have that that F12. That is one of those. Not that I'm gonna use this template too much, but let me just cut out one of them. Two of these, and that's in this green paper. So if I just put that double and then place my template on top and then cut everything together, I think that will work. Give me a second here, because I'm pretty sure they want two of those. Yeah, they want two of those. So again, fold it so it's double. And then, come on. Trying to do it the easy way. placing that, and then I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm gonna do it like this because then I can use the other side as my 12th too. I'm not trying to make it too neat, I'm just trying to make it, and too neat also might look wrong because leaves and flowers and stuff like that, they are never too neat. They are just perfect in their own ways. Oops. That's a lot of spikes. I lost one more. Oh well. Wow, that sounds amazing. I would love to see it. He has a switch doll from Camaswell. I do not know that kind of dolls. I put her on a Rainbow High Junior body so she has articulation. That's a great idea. He loves his doll's house. I can imagine. There is just something about small things that looks like real things, and it is kind of fascinating that you can make these things look so real, even though that they are so tiny. And well, I was 9 years old when I saw the Titania's is that the right word? Titania? The palace that is here in Legoland. I saw that the first time when I was 9, and since then I have been working with miniature. In the start I did not know anything about scales and sizes and stuff like that. I just took my doll and then I made something that I thought was looking great together with my doll. But now I'm of course making it in scale. There we go. I got my grass. Let's see if I have it. I do. And there's just something awesome and cool about Minnie and even my husband that really don't feel like working in miniature, and he doesn't actually really care about it, but he think it's kind of awesome. Where did I put that? Here. He think it's kind of awesome to see all those small things. And it is, and there's so many different things in those small sizes out there that you can look at and have fun with. So yes, miniature is just kind of amazing. So that was the smaller one and that was the bigger one, and that is gonna be rolled up as well. So first, one of the bigger ones here. I'm really happy I have this quilling tool right now, because it is making things a little easier. I think I'm gonna take a little more glue this time. Just to make sure it will not unravel. There we go. That's the first roll. They just want us to be happy. So they support us and marvel at our teeny world. Yes, that's true. But I actually do believe that they also think it is kind of cool. I know there is a lot of men out there that likes train stations and stuff like that. And they kind of make miniature as well. They just don't make the houses as we do. But it's still miniature. So I'm just gonna fold this out a tiny bit here. What kind of glue gun is that? That is a gift I got from my husband, my sweet petunia. It is actually for paper crafting, and then you can pop in these Novo glue here in that, and you get one with glue together with the gun and one without glue. So I actually filled one of them, this one that came with it. So I put tacky glue in that one as well, because it has this fine tip here, and sometimes that's just better than the glue bottle itself. And then of course it has this stand here where you can place it when you're not using it, and that will make sure that it is not hardening in the tip. You can see it's kind of landing here on this rubber thing, so that it is not gonna harden in the tip when you're not using it, so you can use it whole day without putting the lid on. And then when you're done for the day, you just take the lid that has, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a tiny needle here that you just pop in, and then of course you just put it on there, and then it just works for you. I really love this glue gun, but it is mostly for paper. So we need some flower butts for this one, and these are the purple ones. Gonna take those out if I can find them. Here we go. I actually also need the yellow one. Only one? Did I only need one? Okay. Good. Put that away. What a great tool. I have arthritis. That would be helpful. I'm going to look for one. Yes, that would be great for you. And that's actually one of the reasons why I got that one. Or I wished that for Christmas from my husband. Because I was making these Christmas ornaments in paper. I think that's from Sizzix. And there was these detailed things that you glued on to decorate them, and my fingers were hurting really bad after gluing that together, and I was like, there must be an easier way for me to do that. And I found that one, and I told my husband I just need that one, and I'm so lucky he got it for me, so I'm happy about that. Using my tacky glue, and then I'm going to glue two of these pink flower buds here into that flower. I think I'm gonna cut this one a tiny bit shorter, and then I'm gonna glue that one in as well, right here next to the first one. There we go. So this is another flower we just made, and it is all for the little garden. And now I'm actually gonna take out these done flowers here just because it's easier for me to see what I have done and what I don't or didn't do here that I need to do. So that was this one. Then I need to make one more of F12, that is this one, and we will have to put the yellow stick in there. So let me just quickly try and roll this up. Maybe I should actually glue that yellow thingy in there right away. This way it's in place in the middle from the start. But I think that's easier in the long end. Come on. There we go. Just placing this and all this green stuff here if I can. And then rolling this together again with some glue, paper glue. Just rolling this together. Oh, and the good thing about that glue gun is that you get that empty glue container, so you could put other kinds of glue in there and use it for what you need. There we go. That was the one with the yellow in there. So we have one with one yellow and one with two pinks. And the last two are rolled together, and they are being made with, actually they show a yellow piece. Just let me show you in a second here. They show a yellow flower in there. Can you see that? The yellow. But these ones are not yellow, they're more white than yellow. But again, I'm gonna cut these into pieces. Throw out the right piece here. And then I'm gonna roll these two and stick one of those yellow pieces or white pieces in there. And I think I'm just gonna do like before. So the hard part with this little tool is just to grab the paper. Take my tacky glue, put a tiny bit of glue here on that stick, and pop it here in the paper together with the green paper and the glue, and then continue gluing all the way. And the last piece as well. There we go. So that is one of them. Very neat. And then the last one of these. See if I can find the opening again. I could. Getting it started here. Taking this little piece. Popping a tiny bit of glue on that one and placing that in there. And then just continue rolling that up. Haha, done it. That's neat. Yay! So another flower for the little garden. When we get to that part, then they want us to do something they called F13. F1301. That's this one. Let me see what time it is. We've been going for an hour. Do you want me to stop, or are you okay with a little longer? There's so many of these flowers and they take so long time to do. And then we did have a few problems in the start. They're also cute. I really like the purple ones. Yes, me too. They have a lot of nice colors. So that one is made in this light green paper, the one we're doing here, and I'm just gonna do this one the easy way because that is a lot faster and they just want one of these. Just again, I'm not going to be totally neat. It's up to you. I like crafting with friends. Yay! Me too. So I will continue for a little. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna do this one that neat either because it's not necessary. It won't show as well anyway. So it's just more like getting something that looks a little organic. And I actually think these came out pretty neat, even though that I wasn't that neat about working with them. So this one again is going to be rolled up. I put that away too soon. Trying to find that little opening again. I think I got it. Yes, I did. And then of course my glue. Rolling, rolling, rolling. They really like these rolled up pieces of paper. There we go. So that was only one of those. Wait, they want purple in that one as well. Do I have more purple? Oh, yeah, I do. And they want two of them. Let's get those out. And I'm just making sure that was the right one. It was. So these are just gonna be glued in there. Somehow I'm gonna try to find somewhere to stick those down. And the other one. And then I will read your comment in a second. And just popping that in there. Yay! So another one with purple. It's kind of hard to see that purple flower right now, but it's there. Perfection is overrated. Yes, nothing is perfect in nature. A bit wonky looks much more natural. That is my point exactly. Okay, so they want F2 and F3. That is these guys here, that one and this one. They want me to do those as well, and then the big one. And I'm gonna skip the smaller one and do those on the side, no camera, because they are taking a little time to cut out. And you've seen me do this. I'm just cutting them out and then rolling them. And they don't have any flowers at all. They're just rolled up pieces of grass they want us to make. But they want this one with flowers in, so I'm gonna do this one for you. Or together with you. So let's see, that is almost alongside. I am gonna do this the easy way. I'm just gonna fold my paper a few times, and the height is about here. There we go. Put that to the side. And then I'm just gonna make some snips in that. Making this the easy way. Sometimes you don't have to do the things in the hard way, but find an easy way to do the things, because that will work as well. And here we go. Ta-da! Not as perfect as this one, but it will work. Put that in the garbage. So this one is gonna be, you guessed it, rolled up as well. See if I can grab this one, because this paper is a bit thicker. Otherwise I'll just have to do it by hand. Come on. I think I got a snippet of it. Is that enough? No, that was not enough to roll it. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe with my tweezers. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it like this. And then of course gluing. And glue some more. Maybe try to get my tweeze out before it's stuck in there. And then just trying to roll this by hand. That might even be easier. Roly, roly, roly. Thinking, yeah, the other two pieces that I skip cutting for now is cut out of the same paper as this one. And they just have two different heights and two different thickness when rolled up, and that's the difference about those. But this one is gonna get some flowers, and they actually want a lot of flowers in this one, but it is also nice and big. Looks a tiny bit like a long grass here. I like that one. The flowers, that is these guys. They want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, that's the wrong one. 1, 2, 4, and one more. I need one more. Come on. They're stuck. There we go. 6 of those. So here's like, yeah, 6. They look a lot more blue, black, something on the picture here. I don't know if you can see that. And these are so much more purple, but I'm pretty sure it's those because that's the one we have left. And they want us to cut them in half. They are so wonky. They're not on the picture, but they are here. But let's see how this is gonna go. Like that, and then they want us just to glue that in. Okay, we can do that. Tacky glue on the stem of the flower. And then I'm just gonna try to make room for that one to go down in there. Next one. Tacky glue. Finding a place to stuff it down where you don't see that white as much. I might have to cut a little of these because they are quite long. I think that's better. Tacky glue on there. And then stuffing it down into this grass. Next one. One more. Go on. Oops. Let me pop that in over here somewhere. And the last one I'm just gonna stuff down the middle. I might have to cut a tiny bit of that. Just a tiny bitty lavendel maybe. Yeah, I think so. It looks like it. There we go. I think that's cute. I like that one. That's gonna be neat by the side of the house. So that was almost all of these flowers. I still need these two that's just gonna make these wisps here, actually those two. And then I need all these flower buds here that I'm gonna do off camera. And then they have these two. I can do that because they just want us to cut those. Let me find those. That's these guys. Those. So they want us to cut that around here. See if I cannot do that with this one. Good that I have the, oops, that was a magnet. Good that I have my good ones here. So they want us to cut the top of them. I think it's to make them a little less tall, and then they want us to cut them around here. I don't need that last piece here. So that was the easy flower. Beautiful flowers. Yes, I really like that one. So that was the ones they want us to do. I'm actually gonna save these two because I think you can use them as well. So I'm gonna save those. So that was these two. And then there is these green here. Let me see if I can find those. Here. And they want us to cut the first one here at between the first or the bottom leaves and the next leaves. So that you have this little piece here with some leaves on. And the next one they want you to go up one higher so that you have two set of leaves. And which part of these they're going to use, I think that's these. Yes, they have number 24 and 25. So that's the part we need. These two are not. I might save them for another project. So that was actually all the flowers, except that I need to make all the pink ones. And then there is this last one they want us to use at the done build. This one, it has a lot of this yellow flock. I'm just gonna leave it in here for now. So that is all the flowers for the garden. There is kind of a lot of them. Let me just do like this so you can see them a bit better. So that's all the flowers, except that I need to make all these, the 12 of them, or how many I get done. That was the version that is standing on the table in the house. So that's that. And then for the same plant that need these flowers, you have to cut out all of these leaves here, and they're double-sided, so you just fold them together and then glue them together, and then of course you cut them out. And for that I'm just doing my bend from the front, because I can see here where my paper is bending, so I'm using a finger underneath, then I'm putting these two with the pressure, and then when I'm ready I'm starting to fold even more with these two fingers, just to show you how I did this. And this fits perfect for me. Then I'm just gonna take a bone folder. You can use a ruler or something if you don't have a bone folder. Open that up. Take my tacky glue, because this is that plastic covered paper, and my paper glue will not be that good working on this kind of paper. And then I'm just gonna squeeze it together, making sure everything is glued tight and down. Just like that. And I'm gonna wait for this to dry before I cut them out, but that is actually bent pretty neat. And I'm gonna do the same with this one, so that I can make all the flowers here, or this is actually the leaves. And yes, I am a bit concentrated about this because I want it to be fairly straight in the middle, so that they look good when they're all done. Again, my tacky glue. All the way down here. Fold it together, making sure that everything is connected and glued. And then I'm gonna leave that to dry before I cut that out. So I think that will be it for today. And I was just wondering, what is the next? There is a light. No, that's wrong. There's two lights. And then we're gonna start on the top of the house, or the roofing of the house. After that, there's a lot of work for that as well. And then we should be able to put everything together, the roof and the flowers in the little garden. There's even grass and stones with it. Let me see if I can move this a tiny bit so I can get the little house in here. I don't think I have room for everything right now. We still have the grass plate here, and then of course that's gonna be the bottom, and then the house on top. And then we made the small flowers here in the front today as well, and we placed that little, I think it's a little carpet or something. And that is all that we made today. I think actually we did do a great job. I will cut the leaves and make the flowers here offline because there's a lot to do here and you don't want to see me sitting and cutting all these small leaves here. So next time I will have cut these and made the flowers. And then we will start on putting the roof on there. Anyway, I think that is it for today. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm happy it worked out with the video, even though that we have had a few start problems. Thank you for all your comments and thank you for watching my little video here. I had a lot of fun time with this. I will hope you guys will have a great weekend when you get there, and have a great evening, and I'll see you that will be the third Thursday next month. I know this was the second, sorry about that, but we are going on a vacation, my husband and wife and me, for a little week, and I won't be home then for that video. Anyway, I'll certainly try to watch the next one. Oh, I would like to have you there. That would be really nice. I had a lot of fun with you guys. Anyway, I will see you the third Friday in February, and I am looking forward to that. But you will get a video from me next Wednesday. So thank you for tonight. You too, Irene. Love you all and see you next time.